ask her how she get it. Made a couple racks, I never asked her how she get it. City girls love to have fun in the city. City girls love to have fun in the city. City girls love to have fun in the city. City girls love to have fun in the city.
Welcome to Connect with Christina, episode 3. I cannot even put into words how excited I am because we have not just an amazing doctor, but an amazing friend and person, Dr. Mike Papamatheakis. Did I say that right?
She got my last name right. I'm very impressed. I mean, we are close.
I know. I'm sure everyone's like Dr. P because that's all, right?
Everyone's Dr. Mike. Everyone says Dr. Mike.
What's all the rendition of like all the type of how they say it? I want to hear.
Papamatheakis, alphabet. They just don't even try. God, what else did they say? I've had a number of nicknames over the years.
Well, mine's not that hard, but you'd be surprised. So it's Laguna, right?
Right.
Like the beach. This Laguna is actually also like a town or a city in the Philippines. But anyway, I've heard people say Laguna.
Laguna.
Like Laguna. So with your last name, you know.
I'm used to it. You know, I failed kindergarten because I couldn't spell my last name, so it's okay.
Obviously, you're huge in our PI space, workman's comp space, and everyone loves Dr. Mike. But today I kind of want to talk about the rest of the things about Dr. Mike that maybe people don't know about. But to those who don't know you, can you share what it is you do, your company?
Yeah, I own, with my brother, Collision Chiropractors and Med Royale. We primarily focus on auto accident treatment. Around the valley, we have 29 locations between New Mexico, Phoenix, and Tucson. So we do a great job and get people well and help them settle their case.
Shout out to George.
Shout out to George. You got to shout out George.
So how long have you been actually in this space?
In the collision space, 3.5 years.
Okay.
And I grew it pretty quickly. I ran another company prior to that called Chiro Plus. We're getting a lot of experience. And when I left there, I just went balls to the wall, crazy to make my own thing, sign my own check.
That's amazing. Yes, that's definitely an inspiring thing, and obviously I'm going through that now. And so I think that
we had a lot of conversations about it.
Yeah, and I think it's funny though because it's like, I mean, everyone has those dreams, you know?
Right, absolutely.
But I think when you make that leap, it's so important to have people that believe in you, that support you, and like I got to experience that firsthand from you.
Yeah.
To say, I believe in you, believe in yourself, you know? Right,
absolutely. And I had that same issue, making that jump. I was just talking to friends of mine like Derek and Triumph and Brandon and Kevin, I mean, all saying, look, you got this. You just got to make the jump, and it's scary, but it's always somehow works out, and God pushes you in directions that are sometimes uncomfortable and scary. But, he does it for a reason. He wants you to grow.
Right.
And, I've grown, tremendously since I've done it. And I can't wait to see you grow to where you're going to go, because I'm probably your biggest cheerleader right now to see how far you can take this.
Oh, I appreciate it. Well, walk me through that, though, because I'm like, you already made it. And I know you're so humble, so I'll say it for you. You already made it, right? And I see you trying to lift other people. I see you help other people in whatever way that you can. I know because I got to see it. I experienced it. And obviously just in our industry, while it's so big, it's so small. Right. And the word gets around about that and how you do have people's backs, you know? But walk me through the scary part. Like, what did that look like for you?
I tell you what, people thought I was kind of crazy when I helped my actual competitors grow. And people are like, why would you help your competitor? They're your competitor. But, you have to look back at, the young sometimes and help other people. And you know what? Crazy thing is when you turn around and just help other people out of your good heart, you grow more. I remember when I first helped a friend of mine, get into a couple law firms. That month, I had my biggest month.
Wow.
And I look back and like, wow, I thought I was going to slow down a little bit because, he's working now with the same attorneys that I was working with.
Right.
But it was opposite. I grew more that time than, any other month I can remember. So you have to go back and help other people. You know, even in the community, you know, making great money is fantastic, but really giving it away and helping other people grow is much more satisfactory.
Yeah.
I love that about, you know, having financial wealth that you could give it to other people and watch young people grow.
Right.
Especially even in your own family. You know, I got a couple of young cousins that want to be attorneys, and, you know, looking at them right now, and I see myself in them, and it's great to see them, you know, see this dream and me talk to them about, you know, success.
Yeah, because you went through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's one thing, I think, when you imagine or you know, but when you go through it, like, it's just a different type of knowledge.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
So, when you said earlier that scary part, like, what do you mean? In the beginning, you were nervous, like
Yeah, of course, when I jumped
like?
out, you know, on my own, you know, are people going to use me? Am I making a mistake? Do people really like me, or are they just saying they like me? You have all these insecurities, but, you know, I had to go back and just remember who I am. You know, I went to a seminar. Guy was named called Marshall Silver.
What?
Yeah, Marshall Silver.
Oh, Marshall. Okay,
Marshall Silver.
I heard something else.
And he told the story about when, you know, he was going bankrupt, and he was, I don't know, walking out the courthouse, and he's seeing this homeless guy, and he's thinking, man, this guy's more financially set than me. I'm in the negative. This guy is, at least he's not in the negative. But he said something that always stuck with me. He said, you know what the difference between him and me is? My name is Marshall freaking Silver. And that's where I got that, keeping that freaking in the middle name. Who are you? You know, get that self-confidence and tell yourself that all the time. Hypnotize yourself.
Right.
Telling you that, look, you are somebody, and you are deserved all the success that you want. So
that's huge too, because like everyone does self-doubt.
Absolutely.
And we talk to ourselves so much. We probably talk to ourselves more than we talk to other people, but we don't realize how much we put ourselves down because we're just, you know, scared.
Right. And that's the problem. Sometimes we try to compare ourselves to other people, and you shouldn't do that. I mean,
Right.
I think I grew the most when I stopped trying to compare myself to my old boss and say, you know, what's his numbers compared to me? I just want to beat my own numbers.
Right.
And, you know, when you start comparing, there's ample amount of business for everybody. I promise you.
And you know, I believe that.
Absolutely.
I believe that.
You know, if I got all the business in this town, I would go nuts. There's so much out there. So, you know, yeah, just believe in yourself and do the right things, and things come back to you.
Well, and I think too, like how you said, giving back, I feel like that feels like that gives us more depth too as people when we are able to give back, small ways, big ways. And I know like you're passionate about that one golf tournament because
Absolutely.
you spend a lot, but because you
Absolutely.
told me it goes to what?
Oh, it goes to all types of things. Phoenix Children's Hospital, Boys and Girls Clubs.
We're talking about the Learner
Row gives back. He does such a great job every year and you know, Kevin's definitely a mentor to me because I see what he does with the community, and he doesn't have to. I mean, he could just ride off in the sunset right now if he wanted to, but he loves giving back, and it's a spiritual thing. I mean, you get more out of it than the actual person you're giving. So I love that tournament. I love what he does with the community.
I'm going on my third, thanks to you.
Third one, yeah, we have a blast. I'm appreciative. I've been the main sponsor the last 2 years, and now Dr. Rinaldi and Dr. Stamper also the main sponsors. So I love it. I love it that we all are pushing our funds into this great, you know.
Well, what was raised last year? Or I guess technically it was like this year because of COVID.
Right.
But what was raised? Do you remember?
I believe it was
a lot.
450 grand, and I think he wants to be more at in the fives
and
now.
that, you guys, that goes right back here to Arizona.
All of it does, yeah.
So
all of it does, and you know, you look up to the guys like that do that, and it's great. I mean, you see his turkey drives every year. I've helped out with those, and you know, he's giving
I
out.
want to help on that.
Yeah,
I've seen
it's a
it.
blast.
But I want to help.
Yeah, it's a blast. And even his school drives where he's giving away all these supplies to students that are going back to school,
Right.
that are that really couldn't get it otherwise.
Right.
You look at that and you leave feeling good.
Right.
You know, you get more benefit than the amount of money you give out.
Right.
It's does so much for your soul.
And I think when you do it like genuinely too, and you can tell.
Absolutely.
People can always tell.
Absolutely.
Like when, you're just faking it, or you're trying to be someone you're not, or you're really trying to be nice to try to almost like smooth someone versus really coming from a place of kindness.
Yeah. You know what? I see that a lot. I've seen that other people do that, and where they'll do somebody a favor, but then they'll expect something back. And you're not doing anything good. You're doing business, but you're not doing anything for the community.
Right.
Because when you expect back, that's just business.
Then it's not. Then it's not genuine.
Yeah, it's not genuine. You're just doing business, is the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do business. But if you're gonna really give back, just give back, and you'll get more back than you'd ever expect.
Right.
So.
There's so many questions popping up in my head while I'm talking to you, and we're pretty close. So it's just like, but the fact is, like, there's so much more to you, and the people that you think that have supported you, like, this whole time in your journey, and and now, like I said, you've made it, and then I see you trying to help other people up, and who are maybe some of the main people you would say that really, really helped you get to where you are today?
By far,
and I know there's a lot, but
there's a lot. By far, my parents, my mom and my dad, they sacrificed a lot just coming into this country and giving me the opportunity to be here. And just when I was going to school, they had me on payroll through their restaurant, just to help me get through. And you look back at that, and wow, it's amazing, And now, my whole family is a part of Collision Chiropractors. We built this thing, and we've all benefited from it.
Right.
So, giving back to them has been great, Who else? A lot of teachers I've had that really inspired me. A mentor of mine, Dr. Jose Lara, he was my first chiropractor. He was the one I wanted to be like. Yeah, he was.
That's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I seen him doing it, and I pictured in my mind doing the same thing. Our practices are a lot different now. I'm mainly focusing on personal injury. He does a lot of cash, but the type of patients he sees and the type of patients he helps, it's inspiring. I mean, looking at it, I've seen, people that were on their way to surgery, and he can work on them for a couple weeks, and they're calling their surgery to cancel. So it's always great to see that. So there's plenty of people that inspire me. Even like some attorneys, Brandon Raffi. Seeing how fast he grew.
Right. He's everywhere.
We
see him more than we see our own family.
Right. Exactly. Every day I'm walking by, I see, driving on work, I'm seeing him like 10 times. I'm like, man, Brandon. But yeah, I mean. Yeah, he's definitely a go-getter, and he's the same way. He just wants to break his own records, and it's inspiring.
Right.
He's really a great guy. He gives back as well, so it's always good to see that.
There's so many good people in our industry.
Oh yeah.
And I think, like how we said before, there's enough work to go around,
right.
And like I'm a broken record about that.
And if you see our industry, everyone is friends with each other.
Right.
I
love that.
Everyone supports each other, and it's not like a competitive thing where we're like, oh my God, you're beating me. It's not that. We're just all doing our thing, and we support each other.
Right.
And we cheer each other on.
I think that's important.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. I think we're a better community from that.
Right. Absolutely.
So, how did you even get into chiropractic though? Like, were you like 5 years old and said, "I want to be a chiropractor"?
So that's a story. My best friend and I were on our way to a football game, and.
How old were you?
I was 16 maybe.
Okay.
I was 16, 17, just driving my first car. And we're in the car, and of course I'm macho, so I'm not putting my seatbelt on. And there's my buddy punching me in the arm, telling me, hey, get your seatbelt on. I'm like, fine. Put my seatbelt on. 5 minutes later, a truck pulls right in front of me, and we both wake up like, what the hell happened? And
I did not know this.
Yeah, he pretty much saved my life. And we've been best friends ever since, going on 30 years.
How many years?
30, yeah.
30.
7th grade, 8th grade. Yeah, we're 14. So, yeah, 30 years. We're at 30 years right now. I'm 44. So, yeah, he saved my life, actually. And even baptized his kids. So I still
What's
owe
his
him.
name?
Gerardo.
Gerardo.
Gerardo, yeah. So, so that's when I went to my first chiropractor, and when I went, it seemed like it was easy and made a lot of money, and that's the only thing I knew about it.
Right.
And the more I learned about it, and then when I went to see Dr. Lara, he really taught me the art of the chiropractic adjustment. It's not just popping and moving bones. It's like golf. You could just hit the ball, right? But you could hit it precisely and make it do certain things.
Wow.
And when you could do that, results are much more exceptional.
Right.
So.
On that chiropractic thing, growing up, I think I told Dr. LeBaron this. I was like, growing up, I remember it being mocked. Like,
right.
They're, not real doctors or quack doctors. But now here I am, and I'm like, wow, technically they were ahead of their time. We
are, yeah, we definitely are. Even osteopaths started out by manipulating, and now they went another way. But yeah, chiropractic is something. It's an art, and the results speak for themselves.
Well, I think Dr. LeBaron's going to be on the show too, but there's a lot I didn't know. And of course, I'm...
And LeBaron's a great chiropractor. I went to school with him. He's a great chiro.
That's so crazy that you guys went to school together. I mean, come on. But no, he taught me that it's also... it's not just alignment. It's like affects your eating.
Right.
It affects your allergies.
Absolutely, yeah. Your nervous system controls every part of your body. So when there's interference in that nervous system, right? Weird things can happen. You could have appetite issues.
And he said even sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, getting your body in tune with itself can help a lot of things.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I have TMJ issues, so I really actually need to start fixing that.
Yeah, there's an adjustment for that for TMJ.
Yeah.
You can.
So Wiegand, Dr. Wiegand, have you met him?
No.
He's awesome too. He's got the Kevin hair going.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's in North Scottsdale.
How do you not like that?
Yeah. So I've heard a lot of people say that he's so good with TMJ. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of crazy to think there's all these little different things that's connected to chiropractic care.
Yeah, and everyone has their techniques and their strengths and their weaknesses with it. So some people are really good at the Gonstead technique. Some people are good at extremities. Some people are really good on just diet, and nutrition. So, I like the PI.
Right.
That's what I fell in love with. So,
right. Me too, because we are like dealing with people that need help.
Yeah.
Like real people that sometimes, it's changed their lives.
Absolutely.
Like how hurt they are.
Right.
And we're
Absolutely.
right there.
And understanding, doing what's best for the patient sometimes, when you get a patient and, that chiropractic isn't enough, making that referral to a pain management, even though it's not in your financial benefit, you got to make that referral and get them out to the right doc.
That's
because, and that's the same thing of doing the right thing. And when you do the right thing, good things always come back. There's always going to be abundance of patients.
Right.
That's the way I've always looked at it. So,
yeah.
We've done really, really well. We're happy. We feel blessed. We're thankful. And I think that's part of being successful, being happy, just being thankful for what you have.
Right.
Not comparing what everybody else has, but being really thankful for, what you have.
Right.
And it's that's what creates happiness. Happiness comes from inside.
Right. And I think too, like in our space, how we talk about, treating these patients for their injury, not their case.
Right.
And that's huge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So. I've seen patients where I know there's limits issues, but I'm gonna still see them because it's the right thing to do.
Right.
And I know I'm not getting paid for it, but it's okay.
Right.
I know God sees it, and I get blessed in so many other ways.
Right.
So.
And we talked in the past about how sometimes I'll get the person that actually caused the accident.
Right.
And you're one of the people that taught me, and you encouraged me to do it, is that they already called me.
Right.
So, and then I look into their insurance as a courtesy. And then if they're hurt, they're hurt,
Mm-hmm.
And so you're like, yeah, send them.
Send them,
and,
yeah.
We'll
see them.
Yeah.
They're gonna remember you the next time.
Right.
So
and that's true.
Yeah,
and I think that's
those are the better referral. I mean, patients, like, they were really appreciative. They send the most patients back to you.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's that part of being genuine, because like, you do it for the right reason, but then it just has this domino effect.
It does.
It just comes back.
It always comes back to you.
They never forget,
Nope. You're right.
So this chiropractic thing, when you decided you were in this accident, and obviously I'm glad you walked away, because not everyone does.
Right.
And then you're
Thanks,
here
Gerardo.
now. Yeah. I can't wait to meet him, actually.
Yeah.
But did you tell your parents, like, hey guys, I want to be, like, how did that play out?
Yeah, I told my parents, and they were excited. They just didn't want me washing dishes in a restaurant my whole life, because that's what I was doing.
Cool.
So
how long did you do that for? Washing dishes while you're in college?
No, I was more in high school.
High school.
And then my parents did promote me to being a host instead of washing the dishes.
Your parents promoted you.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, my parents owned restaurants for years, and that was always their thing. So glad to get them out of it.
What kind of restaurant?
Breakfast, lunch, dinner place.
Right.
It was at Deer Valley Airport. We owned that almost 30 years. Yeah, it was a great place. I mean, I miss that place. So many memories.
Doc, what's your nationality?
I'm Greek.
You're Greek. So then was the restaurant, what was
We had a little bit of Greek food. We spiced up a little bit of Greek, but it was more of
American,
yeah. Easier to sell that food than Greek.
Right. Yeah. Opa.
That's right.
So, and then they were supportive. They were like,
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. They helped me in so many ways. They pushed me to do it, and I was a horrible high school student as well. I mean,
Are you guys listening to this? A horrible high school student, and now an amazing doctor.
It's all mindset. Yeah, you just gotta push yourself. I mean, anybody could really do it. It's the truth. I mean, if I could do it, shoot, anybody could do it. But yeah, I was C's and D's all through high school, and then got out and knew what I wanted to do, and put my mind to it, and got a 3.5 GPA, and through college, and went to chiropractic school, and the rest is history. So
I remember seeing a car that you guys bought your mom.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, to really be able to do that for your parents. Like, well, how did this happen? Like, what happened? You guys just all three? There's three brothers?
Yes, three brothers, yeah.
Okay.
It was all, we're all, the company mainly bought it for her, but all of us are involved in the company.
Right.
So,
how did you guys decide that? Like, what was it about that you did it?
We thought she deserved it. My mom worked day and night at that restaurant for so many years to bring us up in a way that, we're thankful for.
Right.
So, anything we could do for her, we're going to do.
Right.
And yeah, we bought it, cash. It's all yours. Thank you for everything you've always done for us. And we bought my dad a Corvette. Right. After that.
Wow.
He was like, hey, wait a minute. What about me?
Wait, but what was the reaction though?
My mom, she was shocked. She did not expect it. Because I actually bought my wife a car right before that. So we were at the dealership. She called us. And we were like, yeah, we're at the dealership buying my wife a car. And she had no idea we were buying two.
Right.
So she had no idea.
Like, was she crying? Like, was she just so, like, speechless?
She was more speechless. Like, oh, my God, I cannot believe this. Like,
right.
What? So we actually have it on we recorded it. I didn't record it. My brothers did.
Right.
I'm always bad at that. I never record things. I want to experience it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was ecstatic. Ecstatic.
And I bet you and George too, because like I see you guys as a family unit. Like you are so family oriented,
real close. Yeah.
And I know that because sometimes when there's events, the first thing you think of is your family.
Absolutely,
like,
yeah.
Stephania, your wife, and the kids, and you have no problem saying like, I wish I could make it, but I can't because I'm taking my family here.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? So knowing that about you guys, like I imagine. Like, were you having butterflies when you were trying to give your mom this car?
Yeah, I mean, I just knew I'd be happy. I was thankful to do it. It's it was an expensive car, so it took a little hit on the bank account, but
worth it.
Oh, absolutely. She's worth that and more. Even my wife, my queen. She's worth it. I mean, I want to be where the company will never be where it's at without her.
Right.
You know, and her raising our kids the way she does.
I'm a big fan of Stefania.
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I mean, she's like...
You love you some Stefania.
Yeah, I do. She knows it, too. Yeah. She knows it. We had fun yesterday.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask, so your wife gets along with your mom?
Oh, yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, she calls her
that's
mom.
huge.
It's like,
that's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the cornerstone right there. Families got to love each other, no matter what. Even when they make mistakes, you got to forgive and let go. But
right.
you know, we always, my mom loves my wife, and my wife loves my mom.
That's so awesome.
So,
tell me about your two brothers. I mean, obviously, I'm super close to George. That's one of my BFFs. But and they're gonna probably listen to this, already.
I'm sure they are
while they're working out. So. Tell me about Demetrius first.
Dimitri?
Dimitri. Because remember, there was a name issue.
Yeah, Dimitri, when we were young, he was named Dimitri, right, after my grandfather, and he didn't like the name, so he kept complaining, saying he wanted me called Jim. Okay, well, we called him Jim. Turns 18 years old, and he's like, oh, I want to go back to Dimitri. It sounds more sophisticated. I'm like, screw you, dude. You're Jim. Yeah. I can change that now. Like, you're done, man. So,
when I see him now, I'm going to give him, I'm going to be like, hey, Jim.
Oh, right. Yeah, Jim, of course, yeah. But Jim, I tell you what, he always, when we were young, he always backed me up in everything. I mean, if there was a big kid beating me up, his ass was there to kick his ass right back, A couple of times we got our ass kicked together, which is
how old is
fun.
He now?
He's 44. He's 47.
And how old are you?
44.
And George?
George is 38.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a young one.
Yeah, he's a baby.
Yeah, he was the oops.
I think Justin knows George. You've met him a few times. George Papamatheakis with his, Kevin calls his car Skittles.
Skittles?
Yeah.
Is a little orange McLaren.
And then I always get it wrong because I'm like, it's a Lamborghini. And then he tells me that
it's McLaren.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, George.
Yeah.
But talk to me about George.
George, yeah, he's the little wild one. He's the single one that loves life and loves the party. And he's in that phase of his life. I passed that phase. I'm more family oriented now, but George is. I tell you what, man, George is a loyal person. He'll back you up with anything he has, and he does. He tries to help everybody he meets.
He does.
He does.
He really does.
He always calls me up. Hey, we want to help this person. She needs some help here, and like, all right.
Oh, I could show you my DMs, and it's always about helping someone. George will be like, hey, I know this girl. Can you help him with this, that? It's always about helping.
He was big this year in this group home. He donated a bunch of his money to a group home with people for children that for sex trafficked or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean.
And Ronnie, his partner, he's just awesome too.
He's partnered with Ronnie's actually our partner in our medical side. Mm-hmm. So it's me, George, and Ronnie in our medical side. So he's actually part of the family.
Right,
too.
and actually it's perfect because when I met Ronnie, actually a birthday dinner that I had, we just hit it off.
Yeah. And
because you could tell he's a nice guy.
Oh, he is. He's probably the most organized person I've ever met in my life. I mean, that guy is like, he's a drawer. He's got a place for each pen. I'm like, come on, man.
It better be my pen.
Yeah, it's always a Laguna pen. It's on the very top.
So, since, the point of this podcast, too, was to share your story, kind of look at all the people that have inspired you.
Yeah. I think what motivates me the most right now are probably my children, setting them up in life and make sure they're raised well.
How old are they?
Vula is 12.
I love that name.
Yeah, Vula after my mother.
I love that name.
We always name them after my parents. Then Danai, she's 11. And I'm sorry, no, Vula's 11, Danai is 10, and Maria, my little angel, is 8. Yeah.
They'll be like, Dad, don't get that wrong. We're going to watch this podcast.
And then I got a sister-in-law that lives with me as well. Nectaria, she's 15.
I met
she's
her.
Like mine. I claim her as mine.
Right. So you have 3 girls.
Yep, 3 girls.
And in the best way that you can, because I have 3 daughters, and I could tell you how different they are. So what's different about each of them?
Danai, Vula is more the George of the family. I think he's a little more, she's fun. She gets emotional. She's going through that time where her body's changing, so she's a little more emotional
sensitive,
now. Yeah,
probably.
Danai, I think she's the most like me, real calm, patient. And then Maria's still young, trying to figure it out a little bit, but her big thing is she wants to be a superhero. So that's all she's watching now.
You can't go wrong with that.
No, you can't go wrong. Yeah, if she becomes a superhero, I'll be very proud.
And we keep talking about her. I mean, we're Team Stefania all the way.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, what are some of the things you absolutely love about her? I know there's a lot, but like,
oh, man.
Other than being pretty.
Oh, she's hot.
Other than being beautiful.
I got a hot one.
What else?
You know what? I just see her with the way she is with the kids every day and constantly all about them and making sure they're taken care of. You couldn't ask for anything better. Because that's how my mom raised me. My mom was all about us. And when I see my wife all about our children like that, it makes you love her that much more.
Right.
That's
huge.
Yeah, and my wife is, always out trying, same like us, trying to help everybody. She's loving, caring, loyal. She's always Team Mike, no matter what. And you know what? She's always got my back no matter what. I never have to worry about her.
How long have you guys been married now?
14 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
gonna
we
go
need
15.
to plan a party.
Yeah, we're gonna go somewhere nice next year. Actually, we're gonna be in Santorini for our 15th anniversary in Greece.
All right, everyone, we're going to Greece with Dr. Mike
That's right.
and Stephanie. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah,
so when we do,
we're there.
We'll circle
I have a
back
house
to
out
this
there ready
episode.
for you guys.
Yes. So I want to kind of end the podcast with one thing, because I know there's a lot of people that look up to you, and there's a lot of people out there that need to hear some sound, I guess, for lack of better word, wisdom from people that have made it, that have gone through the struggle, that have tested the waters and against all odds made it, right? And so when people go through a hard time, whether it's divorce or issues at work, maybe they're chasing a dream, what could you offer us for like conflict resolution, and like how do you get past those bad times in your life? Because it will happen.
Absolutely, yeah. It's gonna happen to everybody. It happened to me. It happens to everyone I know, and we all go through bad times. I think just being persistent with things, keep moving forward. Know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're all gonna go through something bad. It's gonna just happen, whether it's a death in the family. But just motivate yourself and get good people around you to help push you through it. Because a lot of times you can't do it yourself. You need other people. Right. Having that community of people or family that is going to back you up and push you no matter what is key. You can't. A lot of things you can't do on your own. I couldn't make collision chiropractors on my own. I need my family to push me.
Right.
I need a little more motivation. So yeah, just having that family behind you.
Don't stop trying. I guess.
I mean, Michael Jordan. How many shots did he miss? He's the greatest of all time. You're gonna fail. So it's okay. Learn from the failure.
Right.
And keep going. I failed in practice. When I first started, I was pretty wild, and my mentor kept saying, "Hey, you gotta go out there, focus." And my mind wasn't right at that time, and I failed. But I kept pushing forward.
Right.
And, now I'm better, bigger than ever.
And I think with you, though, the one thing that resonates with me is that I know we all talk about surrounding yourself with good people. But you do, though. You really do. And then, like, there's this sense of loyalty of people to you where no matter what, you are good because these people will rise, stand up, and help you.
Absolutely.
And won't let you fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's probably my thing is like if the people listening to this is really be protective of your space and surround yourself with good-hearted people.
Right.
And be good yourself, obviously, and just to not.
Yeah. Look for that person that you want to be like and have them help you. I'm that guy right now for, a couple people. And I'm like trying to build them up and get them confidence and help them go through school and just keep pushing forward. Right. Things always get better if you work at it. Yeah. If you just lay down, it's not going to get better. I think if we help
one person from this podcast, we'll both be so happy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I noticed that people listen to podcasts like where they're working out, cooking. And so Justin, I have to start plugging him more because so he's my producer. We'll on our video put his Instagram, but you know, people like you. I mean, there's so many people out there that have a voice about certain things, and like I'm telling people, if you want to have, you know, your own show or a podcast, like I have a guy. He's awesome. Yeah. And I made him sign something that no matter how big he gets, I get grandfather.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so if anyone out there that wants to start a podcast, please let me know because I will share my guy because he's amazing.
Giving back already. Look at you.
Yeah, and even so I started the Connect with Christina on Facebook, but I'm so busy.
Right.
And that's why I was telling even Kevin, I'm like, because I'm doing this for my own reason of I just want to share people's story. I want them to have their voice to be able to thank people, inspire others,
absolutely.
And, you know, maybe make more connections because sometimes we're like one more connection away from something else that you may have, you know, hoped for all this time, right?
Right.
And so it's no one's managing that page because I'm just like, but we're going to go at it. We're going to make it pop off. But at this point, like I don't really care because the people I want to listen to will listen to it on their own.
Absolutely.
This is our 3rd episode, so we are stacking right now because we needed to at least have that much to put on. So you're going to be on Apple, you're going to be on Spotify.
Wow.
We're going on YouTube, and then we started the page on Facebook, you know.
Very cool.
So I have friends in New York, Vegas already waiting to listen, you know. So
awesome.
So I thank you for coming out here.
Oh, I appreciate you.
You know, it's family
Proud
day
of you.
Yeah, I think
I can't wait to see how well you do.
I wouldn't be here without people like you, and you're like number 1 on that list.
I appreciate you.
You know, so having my back. So, our sponsor for today is Bella Pella. It's Italian, and she's actually from New York. I want to open that. I can't reach because this mic is in front of me.
Want me to open it?
Yeah. Let's see what's in there.
Let's see.
While you open it, I gotta tell you how awesome this lady is. So she was actually can you see it?
Yeah, Bella Pella and body scrubs, organic, homemade.
5 ingredients or less, so it's super organic.
It's awesome.
It's great for you. So anyway, this is that exact theme. She was working, you know, for someone else. Well, first of all, she was a juvenile correctional officer, if I'm saying that right. I mean, that has nothing to do with this, but look at her now. She has her own studio in Old Town Scottsdale. She did work for an amazing plastic surgeon. Shout out Dr. Pritchard. But she went on her own. And
great for her.
He also was supportive of that. But, you know, she had talked to me about it. And so to see someone do it and, like, take that leap, she's actually doing it.
That's awesome to see.
We'll also add her, like, Instagram handle. We're going to talk about that, Courtney. But shout out to Bella Pella and try it out. And
I will.
Let me know how good
I will.
it is.
My wife,
I used
Stephanie,
mine.
will definitely try it out.
Great. So, Dr. Mike, thank you for being here at Connect with Christina,
AKA Clout God.
Happy Saturday.
Thank you, guys.
City girls love